Hello and welcome to the True North Show. I'm your host, Megan North, and I'd like to start by thanking the sponsors of the show, Quantum Awakening, Beth Lewis, Anne C. Clark, and of course, our lovely guest who has kindly supported the show and is featured on this episode. Today, I am joined by Yvette Timmins, who believes that flowers are more than just a profession, they're a family legacy. With a grandmother, great aunt, and great grandmother who are also florists, it would be easy to say that creativity is in her blood. However, Yvette believes that the art of floristry isn't a special skill reserved for the chosen few. It's an innate ability available to anyone willing to silence their inner critic and connect with nature. With over 30 years in the industry, Yvette has truly done it all. She's climbed every rung of the ladder, moving from casual assistant to senior florist, shop manager, and shop owner, eventually becoming a floristry teacher and the principal of Bloom College, which she founded in 2013. Her leadership extends to the national stage, where she served as a founding director and board member of Flower Industry Australia. Beyond the business of blooms, Yvette is a champion for the mental health benefits of creativity. She has witnessed firsthand how working with nature decreases anxiety and nurtures the soul. This passion led her to co-found the charity Floral Acts of Kindness and to write her recently published book, Feed Your Soul with Flowers. Today, through her online membership and app, Yvette is dedicated to ensuring that geography and physical ability are no longer barriers to learning. She's here to help you grow your business and feed your soul one step at a time. Yvette, welcome to the True North Show. I'm so happy that you're here today.
Oh, thanks for having me, Megan. It's a privilege to be here. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. So from the flower shop floor to leading a national industry and healing hearts along the way, Yvette has learned how petals can create profit and peace. So stay with us. After the break, Yvette will reveal how to feed your soul and grow your business one powerful step at a time. Welcome back, everybody. I'm here with Yvette Timmins, a third-generation florist who has turned a family legacy into a global classroom for creativity and well-being. So Yvette, with everything from owning your own shop to Bloom College and now your online membership, I'd love to start with understanding what the defining moment was that led you to pursue your true passion and purpose.
Oh, it's such a great question, Megan, and it's probably not one that I can answer in one defining moment because there's been multiple, and actually there is still some, because there are times where I've doubted whether what I'm doing is my true passion and purpose. There's been moments in life where I've gone, maybe I should be doing this or maybe I should be doing that, and so then there's been defining moments that have led me back to it. So there's been multiple and there potentially even be more. But I guess there's a couple that really stand out. One is where the first time I walked into a classroom and walked into a classroom and I was to teach the class on my own, and there was this, classroom of beautiful students in front of me. And I just had this future vision, which, happens every now and then. It's not that many times in life where it's happened, but this one was really defined and prominent, and I could see a future And so that was a really telling sign for me that it was like the universe's way, or my spirit guides, or just inner spirit just telling me you're in the right place. This is what you're meant to be doing. And then prior to that, though, when I had a breakdown and I was in hospital, and I was given a whole lot of flowers, and I was, riddled with anxiety and depression. And with that, for not everybody, but certainly for me, with that comes a lot of guilt. And so I was feeling really guilty that I was the only patient that I noticed anyway in the hospital that actually had flowers, and I had a room full of them. And I was also then being moved to another area of the hospital where I wasn't able to actually take the flowers. So I gave flowers, and I actually gave flowers to this one woman, and the change in her was so dramatic. The shift in her was so huge, and I felt it. She felt it. It was just, and that really stood out to me, and it really stayed in my mind afterwards as well. And I'm like, yeah, no, there's something so much more to flowers and the gifting of flowers and what they do to us physically, internally, mentally, emotionally, physically. Like they have a vibration, and they have the ability to positively affect our vibration as well. Now, I didn't know that. I couldn't have put that into words then, but it was such a physical, visceral moment that I recall, and that's really stood out for me. So
I got really emotional when you were sharing that too, because I felt it as well.
Yeah.
It's really, really beautiful. And with your, because your ancestors, your great grandmother and your grandmother and your great aunt, do you think that they understood the power of the floristry as well, or did they ever speak to you about it? Have they ever had a conversation with you?
No, and that's not, so I didn't learn floristry from them either. I didn't actually know until later, after I'd started studying, that they were even florists.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And the first floristry competition national competition that I ever won when I was an apprentice, my great aunt came, and she actually was going through her own moment of almost shock and surprise, because what I made in the moment, and just to give you some context, you're given a box of flowers and bits of things to work with, like accessories, and it's called a surprise box. You don't know what's inside. And so you've got no way of planning what you're going to make. You've just got to think in the moment and just let that creativity come and just run with it. And so there's not really a moment of thinking, oh, I might do this or I might do that. Like, it's just, you just do it. And what I made was what her mother used to make. My great-grandmother, obviously I never met her. And so my great aunt was in a bit of shock, and she actually ended up leaving early because it was all kind of a little bit too much for her to take in. She just said, that's exactly what my mother used to make. It's exactly the same. And it was, amazing, incredible. Yeah, so whether she was working through me or I'm not sure, but I'm sure that she was there in some form for sure.
And I bet that gave you a different sense of what you were doing too, I would imagine, because then you're thinking, okay, well, I'm really channeling my ancestors and there's something in this for me as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Pretty cool.
And so what is it about do different flowers have different vibration and different energy? So are they like people in a sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Although the difference from my experience is that they don't carry a negative vibration. Theirs is only positive.
Yeah. They don't have baggage.
No, that's it, exactly. But they're really good at cleansing and absorbing ours and carrying that away, especially trees. I find when I'm running, I'll ask the trees to take my anxiety. and just absorb it and run with it. And the flowers can do exactly the same. But I find the different flowers and the vibrations of them affect different parts of our chakra systems as well. Yeah, and it's not just woo-woo. And I just happen to have this cut from the garden. I didn't plan it, but since you've asked the question, the rose flower, science has proven that it carries the highest vibration out of not just flowers, out of anything that they can measure. And so,
Really?
so a rose is 320 megahertz. So because it's vibration, that's how they measure it. And the rose carries the highest vibration.
Wow.
Yeah, so I very much utilize the rose energy around the heart chakra. Have different meditations for that.
Wow. Yeah. And then with if we're thinking about flowers and connecting into the chakra system, so is it then like if you've got red flowers that they could be helping with your base chakra, and orange and yellow, like can it also be equated to that?
Most definitely, yes. So for instance, the sunflower relates to the solar plexus and can give you so much energy if you just meditate on the sunflower just beaming light into that area. And you can have it at the front and the back. So if you think about it at your belly button and at the back, and if you just need a boost of pure energy, just think about it. You can just meditate, just close in and think about a sunflower. Of course, if you've got sunflowers, great, have them around you as well, but you don't actually need the flowers in your presence. What flower therapy is about. You actually don't physically need the rose in your space. You can tap into their vibrational energy without them even being there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's quite helpful. Wow. Okay. So
it does help to have a facilitator who is an energy healer, of course. To help with the process. Yeah. But it is a practice that can be learned for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
So even if you had like a picture in your room or something with a rose, like you can then even though the rose isn't there physically, the energy of that rose can still be with you.
Most definitely, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why the meditations work really, really well too, is to just allow everything else to block out, and you're attracting in the energy of that flower into the space that it's going to do its work.
Wow. And so you do flower therapy sessions with clients as well, don't you?
Yes, that's it. Yeah. And so one of my favorite parts to that is, yes, tapping into what parts of the body, sort of where is the energy needed, or where is it lacking, where can we add more? But I also do the entire system though as well. So one of the first parts is having them lay down on a bed of flowers, a vibrational bed of roses, and the roses just are feeding in, and in particular into that heart chakra space. And generally the roses will be different colors, and the different colors will relate. And almost always whenever I'm then sharing that with the person afterwards, they understand the color, that why their rose is that particular color. Sometimes it doesn't mean anything to me. Sometimes they'll say, oh yeah, pink roses were mum's favorite, or purple roses, or whatever it might be. So it's different. And different flowers come in for different people. So I don't know what's necessarily going to come in for people.
My mum loved carnations.
Oh, great. Yeah.
She always, and my dad would buy her a bunch of carnations every week.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So I love roses. Roses are one of my favorites, but then depending on my mood or how I'm feeling, I'll often then gravitate to the carnations because it reminds me of my mum and dad. So
comfort, nurturing.
I
would imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
That's great.
And I know you talked about the moment in the hospital when you gave those flowers to that lady, but do you think, was that your first time that you realised that flowers can just change more than how a room looks, and it can change how a person feels? Or Were you starting to feel that when you were doing your apprenticeship and when you were working in a flower shop?
I feel like it's from as early as I can remember, because I even remember wanting to cut flowers from the garden at home and bring them inside, and I picked them, and I remember my uncle getting married, and I don't know if I was even 10. I wouldn't have been. I might have been 8 or something.
Mm.
And with the wedding was we had a really big garden, and they had a marquee and everything set up at our house, and I was horrified that no one had thought to get flowers. And I'm like, what's going on? And so I asked Mum and Dad to drive me to the florist, and I went and picked out all the flowers and did the flower arrangements.
Wow.
And I don't know that I'd ever been to a wedding before, but I just knew that you can't have an event where you just need flowers in this space and the importance of them. So, yeah.
Interesting. And I suppose sorry.
Oh, sorry, just saying that, I think it's always been there.
Yeah, definitely. And I suppose too, like if you're having a wedding outside, I suppose some people wouldn't think of flowers because it's like, oh, I'm outside and we're in nature. So the flowers wouldn't really connect.
Maybe, yeah. Well, because it was a beautiful garden, a very old garden with some stunning, really established trees and things. So, so that's right. Some people would probably think, well, that's enough.
Yeah.
But no, we've got to have flowers on the tables, and then where they were signing and all of that. So, yeah, I did that a lot.
So you just, and when you were, so if that was when you were about 10 and you were already connected to them, like when you were going through high school, was it something that was in your mind of when people say, what are you going to do when you leave school? Was floristry something that was there?
Question, and that's exactly how I came to be a florist, because I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I went to an all-girls school, a convent, so most of our teachers were nuns. And we had work experience in year 9 or 10, I can't remember what year. And my friends were like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I really had no idea. I didn't really want to do anything. And my best friend said, well, if you don't hurry up and choose something, you're going to be stuck here for 2 weeks with the nuns. So you better choose something. And so we workshopped it. We're like, right, what's the closest place to home? Because I didn't want to have to catch public transport. And it was the bank. And we all said, no, definitely can't work in the bank. And the next shop next to the bank was the florist. So I was like, right, florist. And the day I walked in, the first day I went home, and I knew loved it. I just absolutely loved it. And then I was lucky enough, the owner of the florist, he came to our house and knocked on the door at the end of the 2 weeks and said to my mum, would Yvette like to work with us part-time? And so it was my after school and Saturday morning job and school holidays, and I just couldn't get enough of it. I loved it. I knew that's what I wanted to do. So at the end of year 12, I went straight into my apprenticeship.
Wow. He must have seen something in you that just, something that I would think from a work experience point of view, be like, oh my gosh, there's actually someone here that is really loving this and is actually perfect for this job.
Yeah. Well, I owe so much to him and his wife and the other staff that worked there as well, because they saw something in me that I definitely didn't see. And they persevered with me, and they really, really nurtured me and helped me through so much. And also when I had my breakdown as well, they were really just good, kind people who were just incredibly helpful. And as I said, if it wasn't for them, definitely wouldn't be. We wouldn't be talking here today.
That's really beautiful. How special.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
So talking about mental health and well-being, so on your journey, obviously mental health and well-being is very important for you. And so how does that become a priority while you're following your passion, your purpose, when it changes, when things shift in your life? Is it a constant? Is it something that's really important to you?
Yeah, it is a constant, absolutely. And I think it's because when you don't have good mental health, it's like if you've got any illness or anything, then obviously the lack of then makes you really appreciate it and understand the necessity of it and the importance of preserving it and feeding it so that you that's constant. Yeah. So yes, so even just simple things like obviously exercise, running and exercise is a big one for me.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not doing that, then I start to feel the lack. But it's multiple things. It's good sleep. It's eating well. That's making sure that I get all the nutrients and things into my day is really, really important for me.
Yeah.
Reading is a really important one as well. And of course, gardening and nurturing my plants. That's a big one. And I think it doesn't matter if it's not plants. Like for other people, it might be their pets or their children or their home, or volunteering. I used to do a lot of volunteering, and I'm not as much now.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I'm reintroduced back into life shortly. But yeah, I think when you've got to look outside of yourself and look after something other than yourself, that's a really important factor. From a mental health perspective, I think that's really important. But of course, the looking after yourself has to come first, because I'm of no benefit to anything or anyone around me if I'm not looking after myself. So yeah, that's where those practices and rituals come into play. And it evolves though too, like it's always changing and evolving. I think one of the main differences now to what I would have been like maybe 10, even 5 years ago, is that I'm much more relaxed about it. So in the beginning, I had to be quite strict to form the habits and structured. And now being able to loosen off, because they're just now formed habits. Like I'll never go a day without making my smoothie, which is just packed with a ridiculous amount of ingredients, but they're all the things that I know are good and support me. And so if I'm doing the first thing in the day, I've already ticked that off. I know that I'm good. And same with exercise. But I do it early in the day. That's just what works for me.
Yeah.
And so then they become non-negotiable habits rather than this strict structure.
Yeah.
Because I found in the beginning it was almost counterproductive, because I was so getting myself so stressed and worked up about things if I didn't get them done in a day. Like for instance, I used to do TM meditation, and it was 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at night, and very structured and strict format. And it works for some people, but it didn't work for me. It made me actually a little bit more stressed. So I just developed my own meditations that I do here and there. And if I skip a day, I'm not beating myself up about it anymore, because again, it's counterproductive. I end up more stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I love that you've touched on that point too, because I think that I love asking this question with all of my guests, because I love hearing everybody's responses. But the one thing is, the constant is it's what's right for you, what works for you, what fits in with you, what's reasonable, and what can you do and make a habit of, instead of being told, on you should be, and what's right for one person isn't necessarily right for the other person.
exactly. That's right. And just as much as what's right for me this year may be different next year, and that we're just constantly evolving. And that's good. Like it's expected, and it's okay.
Yeah. One of the things that I don't know whether I read or I heard, this was a long time ago, but they were talking about the benefits of gardening and the fact that there is a certain enzyme or something in our dirt that when you're gardening, it's an antidepressant.
Yeah.
So when you're inhaling it, it actually helps you.
I have heard about that as well. Yes. There's really good books and studies about it as well. And they've also introduced gardening into certain prisons in some in the UK and the US. And understanding, and there's enough data now to say that with the prisoners that are doing gardening as a practice, and they're nurturing and they're building vegetable gardens and all sorts of things. And there's actually less, how do I pronounce this word correctly, recidivism, which is, less people going, when they're getting out of jail, less people then going back into jail who have done those gardening programs. So it's actually a rehabilitation process, because they're learning how to nurture and grow and develop something and care for something outside of themselves. And then they're better able to care for themselves and others as well. So there's a lot to it. But it's also in the grounding practice of gardening as well.
Yeah.
I love it. You can lose so much time in the garden and just nurturing the plants and watching them grow, and and of course the vibrations that you're getting from them as well.
And that was actually going to be my next question, of what rituals and practices do you incorporate in your day to stay grounded? So is it just the gardening that you do, or like bare feet on grass? Is that important for you as well?
That is. I also love to get in and be near water as well. Waters are really important. I mean, all of the elements are, but water in particular. And yes, just getting outside, being in the sun is also really important. The running, reading, meditating, and also remembering, because sometimes, especially because I work at home as well, it's also in remembering to get out and be around and with people as well. Because you can I certainly can get too much in my own head. And so I find being around other people is also very grounding. And making sure that I'm around people who are lighthearted and funny, but can equally have deep conversations too, just not take themselves too seriously. I think is really a grounding experience.
Definitely. And you've mentioned a couple of times that you love reading. So what sort of things do you like? Is it a varied, wide range, or?
No, I really only read personal development books. And so I am slowly broadening that to reading some fiction as well. And so the plan is, and I've achieved it a few times, but I still keep getting I gravitate back to the sort of latest personal development book. But I am planning to fit more fiction in the evenings, so it's more wind down, and then the morning reading, because I like to read at night and the morning. And the morning reading is the personal development work that's more of a get up and go type of energy that it's generating.
And do you find that because you do that in the morning, it sort of gives you ideas to think about through the day, and motivation of, I could do that, or that's an interesting point?
Yes, definitely. But I also usually will wake up with an idea or a thought as well. I love to lay for a moment and just listen into what's the immediate thought here. Because generally they're not all good ideas, but sometimes it is my higher self sharing something that I need to take action on or do, or just incorporate. Sometimes it's very future focused, sometimes it's immediate. And so, it helps to have that to run with, and then generally I'll read. And it's quite funny how many times it's happened where, and it might be because I've already got that idea from reading the book the day before, but often whatever drops in, then I go and read, and it kind of relates to what's dropped in. So that's
right. And what are you reading at the moment?
I'm reading a book called Ma, and it's about Japanese art of nothingness, and it's the Japanese the Japanese ability to use the negative space of void, and they do it in just about everything within their culture, and they do it so beautifully. They have this incredible ability to use asymmetry in a way that no other nationality I've seen do. And so, whereas you think about, say, for instance, a a garden in France or the UK. Absolutely stunning, but very pure symmetry. Whereas you look at a Japanese garden and it's beautifully designed and planned and thought out, but it looks natural. It's got asymmetrical lines, and they use space and negative space in a very incredible way. And I don't understand their language. I wish I did, but apparently they also incorporate that in their language as well. They'll use gaps and space in very defined moments, where it'll change the sentence, and it'll change the way that the sentence is used. And that's what I'm reading at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
The power of the pause.
That's it. Exactly.
How interesting. Wow, that's really fascinating.
Yeah.
And it'd be interesting to see how because when you're saying that, I'm thinking about you putting together like a nice big bouquet of flowers in a vase, and it's like, I don't know how you could use the void space.
Yeah.
You think about putting a bunch of flowers in a vase, and it's quite big.
Yes.
But then maybe for you, I don't know what, I mean, you and I know each other, so maybe it's why I'm tuning in, but I'm sort of thinking, I'm wondering if it's giving you some different ideas of how you can be doing the flower arranging and that sort of thing as well.
Definitely. Well, one of my favorite styles of floristry, which I'm not good at, I'd love to study more, is ikebana, which is Japanese floral art. And their ability to use the void space, which is the ma, within that is impeccable. And it's very, very hard for people to do. It's a lifetime study, ikebana. It's not something that's ever to be mastered or expected that you will master it.
Right.
And they just do it so beautifully. And there's a lot of void, which is I find challenging, because I like to keep filling and adding and putting, and so it's really it's an interesting thing to learn, and I think a very valuable thing for us to learn, and then flows onto other areas of life where you don't have to fill every space.
Yeah. It's, what was the word that I was just getting? I've lost it now. Not resistance. It's I don't know. I've lost it.
I know what you mean, but yes, it's the pulling, but it's the
restraint. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, it's done. We're good now.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Wow, how interesting.
Down the perfectionist then to just just be. Yeah.
Very interesting. I love that. And so we talked before about your book, Feed Your Soul with Flowers. So can you share a little bit more about your book, and what can people expect once they've purchased it? What type of book is it?
Yeah, good question. So it's a book about different principles. Then they're principles that I use for good mental health, and then there is an actual act of creating an arrangement at the end of reading about each principle. So there's a few action points and activities to do on each of the principles. There's 10 principles. But then at the end, there's an actual floral arrangement that relates to that particular principle. And so, for instance, one is alignment. And so it's becoming aligned to who you truly are, and your essence, and also what you want to create as well. And so there's an arrangement, and the idea being that once you've created that arrangement, you've really enacted that. You've said to the universe, right, this is this is my intention. I intend to be aligned. And I've now made this beautiful physical creation, and the energy of the flowers has guided and helped that as well. To then really instill that and embody that. Okay, I'm going to, where and whenever possible, be in alignment. And we're never all aligned 100% of the time, that's for sure. But it is, I believe, a way of helping to engage it and stay in alignment as much as possible.
Wow, that sounds incredible. And so you wrote that about 10 years ago, didn't you? So you're currently reviewing it?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So I wrote the book in 2016 and just sat on it and didn't do anything with it for a really long time. Um, and then during COVID, during the lockdowns, I was like, right, this is the perfect opportunity. I've got no excuse now. I'll get the book edited and get it out there. But so much has happened in 10 years, and I've developed a lot more from a flower therapy side of things and understand so much more now through the energy healing courses around the different vibrations in the flowers.
Mm-hmm.
From doing the flower therapy sessions as well, I've learnt so much. And so I'd like to incorporate that into the book as well now. And plus, I think just life changes and there's just more to add to it. And so I'd like to revisit that and have it, edited again, obviously, and with all the new parts to it. And we'll go from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious. So when you buy a bunch of flowers,
Mm-hmm.
and say, for instance, I put it in the lounge room, but then I'm working here in my office most days. Would I normally then bring them in to be with me? Like,
Yeah.
or does the energy reflect through the whole place, or does it only reflect like where you're sitting?
It definitely reflects through the whole place. Like, flowers and plants will change the energy of the space, of any space immediately, and work through the whole house. But I personally, like, if I've only got, so for instance today I've just got 2 roses that I've cut from the bush outside. But tonight when I'm finished work, I'll take them in, put them next to my bedside.
Okay.
So you can definitely do that. I like waking up and seeing a fresh flower.
Oh, that's real. Oh, see, I wouldn't have even thought about taking them into the bedroom.
Yeah,
Isn't that interesting?
yeah.
Ah,
They put you to
okay.
sleep as well. Yeah,
Okay, good. Good
yeah.
to know. Good to
Yeah.
know. I'll be
And
walking around.
it's like to wake up and it's the first thing that you smell. Beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good. I've often wondered about that. Should I be bringing them around the place? Okay, good to know.
yeah.
Um, and so what's in the pipeline for you? Like, what are you working on at the moment? Have you got other new projects that you're working on?
Yes, I do. So we've got 2 new memberships.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to have a membership running and then didn't for a period of time. And so we've now got 2 new memberships, which is really exciting, and just kick them off just to the Bloom College community. But now we'll open our doors to others to join now that they're up and running. So we've got Bloomers Club, which is the flower therapy membership.
Mm-hmm.
And so we meet as a group online and work through the different flowers of the season. So at the moment we're in summer and we're working through some of the summer flowers and the different vibrations and the energies of them and the activities and things that we can do. There's meditations, there's a whole bunch of things that we do within the group.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Business Bloomers Club. So Business Bloomers, I should say though, that Bloomers Club also get access to the Feed Your Soul with Flowers course, the flower therapy course, 10 session course, which is designed on the book. And so it's essentially, getting to watch the arrangements that are made and also me talking through the 10 principles that are within the book. So that's part of the membership, and members get a copy of the book as well.
Wow.
And then Business Bloomers Club, they also get access to the flower therapy, but what they also have is business coaching. So it's designed for people who they know that they want to start a floristry business, or for some of our members, they've actually already started their floristry business, but they just need coaching around the business aspects of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have access to our full course, which is the full floristry course. So from the beginner stage, how to become a florist, there's 40-something designs on different arrangements to make. But then, of course, there's the business content as well. So how to start a floristry business, again, from scratch, how to run it, marketing. There's so much included in that course. And there's the weekly coaching as well. So there's coaching and the flower therapy, because it's important to nurture yourself and look after yourself as a business owner. As you know, if you burn out, you're no good to anyone. So giving back to yourself and feeding yourself and developing yourself, because your business can only grow as much as you do.
Yeah.
Really important factor.
Yeah.
It's not just the nuts and bolts of business.
Yes.
It's looking after yourself.
Absolutely. And, running your own business, you're kind of everything at particularly when you start out, you're your own bookkeeper and social media person and everything, So looking after yourself is very important.
So important. Yeah. And it's having the self-awareness to know what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. It's one of the first things that we go through, because to be an all-rounder at everything there's going to be areas where we're not that good at. Yeah. And so it's having an awareness of, okay, so is this something I need to train in and learn to be better at, or is it something that I can get a basic understanding of and then pass on to somebody else, whether that is bookkeeping or the accounting or whatever that marketing, whatever that component is. And so, it's having that awareness self. So that's part of it too.
So I've put your website up there too, so people can go onto that website, can't they? And then they can book in a call with you and have a chat in relation to the membership and all of those different aspects.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's a really good thing to do, is have the discovery call. It's a 15-minute Zoom session with me, and we just work through what it is that you're looking to achieve, and make sure that it's the right fit and the right match. Yeah. Because there are a number of different courses and ways for people to go. The memberships are great because you get access to all the course content. So for some people, it's just they get in there and they can have a look. There's no lock-in. It's month to month. And so then if it's not the right fit for them, they've worked that out. But for most people, it's the right fit. For others, they just prefer to buy the course outright and just have full access to it.
Okay, great. And so if you've got someone and they're working through one of your memberships, what advice would you give someone who's just starting to explore their true passion and purpose? What would be one piece of advice that you would give them?
I would say to just lean into it, feel for, like, your body doesn't lie. So if you really feel gravitated and pulled towards something, then run with it, give it a go, because what's the worst thing that can happen? It always scares me, the idea of sitting back at 80 or 90 and in a nursing home and thinking, oh, I wish I'd have tried that, or I wish I'd have done that. And for people to just give up on their dreams and their goals. And so what's the worst thing that can happen? You don't like it and then you stop doing it. It's not failure. Failure is not trying. It's something that you then regret later on for not trying. So just if you're leaning towards it, give it a go. If you feel like you're being pushed and other people are telling you should do it, but you don't really feel pulled to do it, don't do it.
Yeah.
But likewise, if you feel pulled to do it and you want to do it, you're drawn to do it, and other people are telling you not to, block the naysayers out. Do it anyway. Because at the end of the day, you've got to make you happy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. That's a really beautiful piece of advice. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so one of my usual questions is, how has your path to pursuing a passion and purpose evolved over time? Obviously it has.
Yes.
So what's shifting and changing for you at the moment? Like, what's happened over the last couple of years, and what sort of you seeing in the next couple of years for you?
Sure. It's because I think I'm someone who love variety and change and thrive on that. That's got pros and cons to it. And so it does mean that I'm constantly evolving. But sometimes it means that, I might chase the new shiny thing and then, not give enough time or energy or focus to maybe something that, I need to be consistent with.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure that completely answers your question.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's constantly evolving and changing. One of the things that's been really good for me is having been reminded and relearning how to tap into the higher self and talk with her and listen to that daily. And so that's what comes through in the mornings. Like that's the messaging. And and then sometimes it's more active and asking a question, and then waiting for an answer to arrive. And so it's I guess that remembering that the answers are within. Like we don't always have to look for answers externally. We'll find them within. So I think that's how things have probably more so changed for me. And it's that more, whether it's wisdom as we get older or I'm not sure, but it does obviously help. Like I know we've had some great discussions and have been really, really helpful in reminding me how, and you retaught me how to tap in and speak to that higher self. And so, yes, help from others, but it's the help from others that reminds you that it's within. The answers come from within.
Yeah, I love that. And so what does this year look like for you? So you've got the membership, Bloomers Club is blooming. What other are you working? And then the rework of the book as well.
The book, yeah. So they're my two main, from a professional point of view, they're my two main projects. Personally, I'm getting married and I'm going on a honeymoon, so they're two big focus points this year.
Yeah.
So that's really, really exciting. So,
yeah. And are you doing your own flowers?
I'm not, but I've planned them and designed them. Yeah. Yeah,
you wouldn't want to be running around in the morning in your dress like trying.
No, I did think about it, but your hands get a bit messed up. So I'd like to have some nice manicures.
And so what sort of flowers are you going to have? What are you drawn to? What really, what's your go-to?
It's incredible, the difference. So blue has always been my favorite color, although I do like pale pink as well, but I've always loved the blues and greens, and that's been, and white, and they've been my focus. And I've never really been big on the color red, but since now falling in love and understanding the difference of real love and not real love, and when I say understanding it from a feeling, I only intellectually understood it or thought that I understood it. And I now recognize, because it is a feeling, you don't actually know it until you feel it. There's no way of truly understanding it or explaining it as you would know. So now that I truly feel it and understand it, I am so drawn to red, love it. And so the flowers are going to be red and pink.
Wow.
So it's a combination I would never have thought that I would have, and I'm absolutely loving it.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about it.
And what type of flowers? Like what is your favourite?
I mean, I say I don't have a favourite, but it probably is roses because of the energy that they carry, and obviously they're stunning as well, but that all flowers are. But I'm also having hydrangeas, dahlias, some phalaenopsis orchids, because they're a big favourite of mine as well, and so quite a mix.
Wow, beautiful. Oh my gosh, can't wait to see the photos. Wow, really beautiful. Really beautiful. So interesting about that red, isn't it? Really interesting.
And sorry, you just reminded me by saying that the red rose, the more recent scientific studies that they've done on the vibration of flowers, the red rose carries the highest level of energy.
I wonder if that's then the Valentine, like red roses, obviously.
100%.
Wow.
Color of love, and it's the feeling of love. And the Muslim belief says that the energy of God is found in the red rose.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the original rose, the Damascus rose, from my perspective, carries the highest vibration. And it's one I ingest it every day. I drink drink it. I put it into my smoothie, droplets of the damask rose or water, but I also spray it on my body every day as well. And that's actually, that's rose is from the Middle East, and in that area, and I know everybody has different belief systems, but in that Middle Eastern area is where that rose is from.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's very, very powerful.
Wow. I'll have to get that information off you, I think, because that really resonates with me. I'm like, oh, I'll have to find out about that. I'll have to do some more research. Yeah. Wow, it's beautiful. So can you believe that we've actually only got a couple of minutes left?
Wow, it's flown.
I know. So I'm going to ask you the same question that I love to ask all of my guests before we finish our conversation. So what is one lesson or truth that you've learned on your journey that you wish you had known earlier?
I think it's, as I touched on just earlier, is that the answers are within. Like, just slow down, tap in, align and listen. Tap into that higher self, the inner guide, and just quiet the mind and listen.
Beautiful.
And get in nature to do that is one of the most powerful, easy, quick gateways into your own personal portal of self-love, acceptance and growth.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, what a beautiful way for us to finish this incredible conversation. Thank you. I have absolutely loved our conversation and our time together today. Thank you for bringing your beautiful, authentic self. And I have no doubt that I think that there's a lot for people to reflect on with our conversation as well. There's a lot for me as well. You've taught me so much, so I love that. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
I hope that you've enjoyed the conversation as well. So
I have loved chatting with you, Megan. Thank you.
Thank you. And I also feel like that the audience will really get a deeper understanding of actually how flowers can really benefit us personally, mental health wise, environmentally. I just think it's a really beautiful way for us to learn about that. So thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Thank you.
And I would also like to thank all of my amazing and dedicated audience, supporters, and again to my sponsors. I hope that you all have an amazing rest of the week, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week. And again, thank you so much, Yvette.
Thanks, Megan.